a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, ladies and gentlemen. We greatly appreciate that. Appreciate you supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our mantra. It's been our mantra for almost 11 years on air now. So real excited about that, about the growth around the Real Estate Quarterback Show, a.k.a. the Consumer Quarterback Show, and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. We've got Roger Kuns in the house, music and cinema, talking about audio, video, security, all these different ways that you can connect automation in your home and your pool projects. We're going to talk about a huge pool project that he's got going on as well with Roger Kuns, music and cinema here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's also a veteran as well. We always love to thank our veterans out there, as well as Ray Hall coming up as well. Ray Hall Appraisals, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's our valuation expert, everything for valuating real estate properties, commercial, residential, vacant land properties. Ray is the expert in that space and can help us navigate those waters when we need to. Quick shout out and a reminder, we're inviting you, our audience. We would love to see you at Ours Creole Smokehouse. We're continuing our third Thursday gratitude parties, monthly business mixers over at Ours Creole Smokehouse. It's over on Tarpon Avenue in Tarpon Springs, and it's going to be Thursday, May 16th. Save the date, 6 o'clock. Third Thursday event, May 16th, over at Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue. You're going to be able to meet some of our radio show personalities, some of our real estate team, all the different folks that are associated businesses with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. Come on out, third Thursday, May 16th, 6 o'clock, Ours Creole. We hope to see you there.
Special guest host that day, too.
Yeah.
Keep an eye,
that's right.
Overseeing the event.
Who's going to be hosting that?
Your boy, Black Belt Jones.
Okay, all right, good deal.
Yeah.
Alex is going to be
Yes,
their guest host that day. I'm going to be at a graduation, and also Abby Rutledge from our team, the real estate team. Abby is going to be there as well, so that'll be a good time. So look forward to that. That's always a good time. Great food over there too, Alex.
So good, man. So good. So I've said this many times in my life, and so I guess at this point I truly mean it. New Orleans is one of my favorite places, like, on the planet.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the food, the people, the music, everything, the entire scene there. And Doug has done an amazing job being a New Orleans boy.
Yeah.
Bringing some of that here to the with Safety Harbor area, right? Safety Harbor.
Tarpon
Springs, Safety Harbor,
yeah.
Right there. It's amazing how he's brought that vibe there to Pinellas County.
Yeah, he sure has. Roger, you like that kind of food, that style of food?
Oh yeah,
it's good stuff, man.
I remember the first time that had crawfish was in New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
just threw the newspaper all over the dining room table and just threw it out there. And
they have crawfish everything. I had a crawfish omelet there. Yeah. It was, just everything. And I also imagine being a Marine, just like I was a fireman. We don't discriminate too much when it comes to the food.
No,
so,
yeah,
but crawfish is delicious,
especially when it's free.
Yeah, no doubt.
Exactly. Well, speaking of food, we're going to have free food there for you. Thursday, May 16th, 6 o'clock. Come on out and meet the team. Also, probably have some band going on. T-Bone's going to be over there music, probably. Yeah. Live music as well. So join us for the Consumer Quarterback Show's third Thursday happy hour. Third Thursday of every month, moving it over to Pinellas County this time. So we hope to see you there. You can register as well just by letting us know. ConsumerQB.com. You can submit an email form on the website, ConsumerQB.com. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our real estate properties live on air. It's part of our strategy that helps us sell faster for more money, helps our team get more listings. We're maximizing the exposure. Our highest duty is to our sellers, which is great negotiation, of course. We're going to help you negotiate a great deal, but maximum exposure, that leads to maximum profit and a shorter marketing period. Featuring our listings on air in 80 different outlets worldwide. 6101 Bayside Drive, Newport Richey. Gorgeous property. Beautiful, beautiful. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. Bayside Drive, Newport Richey. This one's 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3852 square feet. Quarter acre lot with lush palm trees. You have beautiful staircase with new glass panels. Hurricane grade windows. You have your own private boat dock there. You can have access to the Gulf of Mexico. So make sure you bring your boat, your jet skis, and enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. The living room features a wood-burning fireplace, open concept floor plan with tile and plank flooring throughout, upgrades galore. Lots of upgrades and updates here on this beautiful home right here in Gulf Harbors, Newport Richey, 6101 Bayside Drive. Too many updates to list here, but we'd love for you to check out our website at platinumcoastalelite.com. You can see all of our listings there at platinumcoastalelite.com. All right, I got a bar for sale out in Plant City. Anybody want to get in the bar business, or maybe you have one currently? We can get you going here. This is a cash cow, 5402 US Highway 92 in Plant City. This one is 16 square feet. You've got a COP license. It's a highly coveted license. I don't believe they're giving out any more of these, any new ones. You have to buy an existing. So it's a turnkey bar. I mean, this thing has been kicking off some cash. It also operates as a packaged liquor store, so you can sell liquor through the kind of to-go lane there as well. So you got also taps, 16 taps, ice machine, flat screens, TVs, on-site ATM, jukebox, 2 pool tables, website established, online presence. Been in business for a long time. One of our commercial listings, 5402 US Highway 92, Plant City. It's called the Finish Line Saloon. You can see all of our listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. Check out platinumcoastalelite.com. All right, that's right. Raising our glass to those saving our ass overseas. And Roger used to be in the military. Tell us a bit about your military background, my friend.
I went into the Marine Corps as an officer after attended the University of Toledo up in Ohio, and went in as a second lieutenant. Ended up becoming an aviation maintenance officer on the F-18 aircraft. Got to deploy all over the world. I think I hit 11 different countries. It was best experience I ever had in my life. And I will say my wife's been begging me to get on a cruise ship, and I just haven't had the taste of it.
Okay.
I just want to do it. After spending 7 glorious months of my life on an aircraft carrier, but it was really cool. We deployed out of Norfolk, Virginia, went through the Strait of Gibraltar, stopped in Croatia, Crete, Greece, and then we went down through what's the canal there in Egypt?
It's not Euphrates, is it?
No. Well, anyways, went through the canal there in
South
Egypt.
Mediterranean, basically, right?
We ended up in the Red Sea, and I remember emailing my sister and telling her that I saw the sign where Moses parted the Red Sea, and
that's cool. That's really cool.
It doesn't really exist, but I got a good chuckle out of her.
Oh, you got a chuckle out of her. Gotcha.
But then we ended up doing combat operations out of the Persian Gulf. Did that for about 45 or 50 days, and then North Korea started shooting rockets off towards Hawaii, doing testing. This is back in 2006, and so we went and did a show of force over there in South Korea.
Wow.
Stopped in Hong Kong, Singapore. I got to go from a polywog to a shellback, which is a Navy tradition that when you cross the equator, it's kind of a little hazing tradition that they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. Everybody on the ship goes through it too, and the higher rank you are, the worse you get it.
So polywog to a
shellback, and it dates back I was gonna say it's obviously not the Vikings because they were north, but just it's an old sea tradition that
gotcha.
When you cross the equator that you have to go through.
That's interesting.
And then they ended up having my squadron. We deployed off the aircraft carrier into Iraq.
Wow.
Because the aircraft carrier had to support Afghanistan and Iraq at the same time. Well, they're too far apart. You can't fly aircraft into the two areas from one location. So
right.
We actually deployed off the aircraft carrier. We did 3 months there, and didn't miss it. It was awesome because we deployed deployed from the United States to an aircraft carrier, from the aircraft carrier into Iraq, and we didn't miss one flight the entire time. It was
wow.
It was awesome. And then we ended up doing the Marine Corps Ball in Portugal on our way home at
cool.
The embassy with the ambassador there and everything. It was a really awesome deployment. That was kind of sums up my first 4 years, and then my last 3 years, I was an officer recruiter in Atlanta, recruiting pilots, lawyers, all the other 26 different MOSs that the Marine Corps has in our officer corps. And
wow,
that was kind of what got me sparked into being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's a lot of great history, and thank you for your service. I know a lot of our audience is very into the patriotic theme here at the Consumer Quarterback Show, Salem Media, and what a great organization. And Music and Cinema is currently your business now. Audio, video, security, home, smart homes, smart home technology. What does that mean to you when you kind of summarize that up and you say smart home technology? What does that mean to you?
I mean, now it's everything in your home is connected to your network or the internet. I mean, everything, whether it's your TV or your music, your computers, your phones, your car is even connected to it. I mean, a lot of these newer vehicles, when they're on your Wi-Fi, they get their update at night. But I mean, also your refrigerator, your washing machine. I mean, your blinds, your lights, your pool lighting, the speakers outside. It's amazing how everything now has gone to being a part of your network at home.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I know some of it, in my opinion, is a little bit of an overreach, like my fridge or whatever. Like, leave my fridge alone, man. I don't need the fridge. But I love having the speaker. So I have Google Home at my home, and we play Pandora through that. And it's also interesting how you can't play like iTunes on Pandora because they don't like each other, the two big behemoth companies here, right? But I had an issue, it's like, oh, well, we were offline on that. So, we had to try to figure out how to get it back online. It wasn't playing, but you can come in and troubleshoot all those types of problems. You set up new, you work with home builders.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it really when it comes to home technology, the importance of having a hardwired or your Wi-Fi system being really strong. I mean, it's the foundation of everything. And,
right.
And they're not all created equal. You go out and buy something at Walmart, and it might work, but you start adding all those different technologies to your system, and it's going to slow down, or you might have issues with compatibility and things of that nature. And a lot of the different devices that we use, we don't go with the good, better, best. We go with the better, best. And we're able to, be proactive on getting alerts when your devices are offline, or we can reset them remotely. We can go in and, take a look at what's going on, and we can either work with the customer to have them, hey, unfortunately, a lot of times it's just unplugging and plugging it back in, or
right.
But then if it's something that requires us to roll a truck out there, we can go out there and do it. But 75% of the time, it saves us from having to do that.
Yeah, we're talking with Roger Kuns here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Music and Cinema is his company. He's right here in Palm Harbor. Got a great location. I'll ask for the address here in a minute. But any kind of technology that you need in your home. And what I like also, Roger, is that you're focused on technology. You focus on your core competencies. And whereas some other companies are kind of diversifying into other things, you stayed focused on that.
Yeah, it's one of the things we've kind of discussed in-house is like how diverse do we want to get in our product offering. And we really, with the offerings that we have is diverse, but we don't want to get into, putting pools in and doing people's landscaping. We love working with those vendors as well and partnering with them and adding our technology to their solution, but we're not looking into, renting an excavator and digging a hole in somebody's yard.
Sure, yeah, exactly. It's a whole different line of work there. But let's take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk more with Roger Kuns, Music and Cinema. We're going to talk about lighting, speakers, all of your home automations, big screen TVs, projection TVs. Also a big project that he has in Odessa involving a lazy river coming up as well. More with Ray Hall also later on in the program. We're going to talk about Tampa Bay real estate values, things happening in the real estate market here as well on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at brandonRhymes1 at CQB Show. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel just by searching Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com. All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're in studio with Roger Kuns, Music and Cinema. All of your home automation, audio, video, security, home automation solutions with Roger Kuns. from music and cinema. He's got a great location right here in Palm Harbor as well, also on US 19. Before we jump back into that, I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings and give a shout out to our friends over at Discovery Golf Cars, longtime friends of the program. They've got multiple different brands that they offer: Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman. They offer new and used over at Discovery Golf Cars. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, one of my favorite listings right now, 5642 Egrets Place, Newport Richey, gated community. This one is a gorgeous Mediterranean palace, beautiful home right here in Tampa Bay. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, almost 3,000 square feet, quarter-acre lot. You have a heated pool with a waterfall, elevator access from the garage. You have a wide-open floor plan, just a gorgeous, gorgeous property here. Heated pool, waterfall, pavers, fenced-in backyard, multiple balconies. 5642 Egrets Place, Newport Richey. Just did a price improvement there as well. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Indian Shores. This is another one of my favorite listings. I mean, it's right on the beach. So you've got, this would be the beach home, and the Egrets Place is going to be your home in Newport Richey there. But this one's right on the beach, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. I love that you can just literally walk out of your front door, you walk past your 2 private parking spaces, and you walk past the private heated pool, community heated pool that is, and you're on the sugar sand beaches, dolphin-filled waters of Pinellas County. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. Another $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. Check out PlatinumCoastalElite.com. All right, we got Roger Kuns in the house, and let's talk about this Lazy River project, a big project that you recently completed in Odessa, I think it was.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest ones that we at Music and Cinema over the 37 years that we've done. But it was over a 25,000 square foot home, and it had just an amazing outdoor living space. I mean, it had 2 pools. It had a lazy river in it.
Nice.
Which we did sound all throughout the outdoor living space. I mean, the subwoofers were about 4 foot built or dug into the ground. I mean,
wow.
These things were rocking. And I mean, it was definitely our crown jewel of installations. I mean, there's touch screens in every room.
Wow.
2 theaters, I think, throughout the house, and just every room. All the different technologies that we've talked about, they utilized every aspect of them. So,
wow, I love it. That adds value. That adds significant value from a real estate perspective. And we're going to talk with Ray Hall Appraisals coming up here. And you talk about the value. You talk about being turnkey. I mean, when somebody's buying that type of a home, they want it plush. They want everything there for them. They don't want to come in and to have to do a project, right? Like you see on some homes.
Yeah, no, this one is one of those that, when they pull up to the gate, because there's cell phones within 50 foot, the gate raises up, and the blinds go up and down based on where the sun's at throughout the day to help protect the carpet and everything inside. I mean, we peeled back the onion on everything that they wanted in this home. So
I love it.
We spared no expense.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're talking with Roger Kuns, Music and Cinema here. Roger, a lot of times when we get in business or we're looking at setting goals, we a lot of people talk about what is your why. What's your why behind your business?
Well, kind of discussed in the past. Service is definitely something that's super important to me. Been a huge aspect of my life, from serving our country to, for the last 15 years I've owned service businesses, and but then it also comes to everything aspect of my life to include my family, which I promised them I would mention them this morning as I was kissing them on my way out the door. So I want to say hi to my beautiful wife of 15 years, Keisha, and then my 3 beautiful kids, Bea, Abra, and Everett.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, man. It's because it really, at the end of the day, it is about family. It's about the relationships you build in the business, but it's family, and it's it's providing that service, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and something my wife and I, we just we went on a nice little kind of 15-year honeymoon, so to speak, and one of the things we talked to each other about is like, what's your purpose in life? Not
nice.
just what's your purpose in business, but
yeah.
it's when I'm standing at the pearly gates or whatever, and I hope that the family that I've raised is one that the good Lord's proud of, not
exactly.
just our community or just Keisha and I, but that's really what it comes down to day in and day out.
Yeah, the legacy. I remember one of my college classes. It was I was studying entrepreneurship with a business management entrepreneurship concentration, and it was one of the classes. I think it was based on Stephen Covey's 7 Habits. I think he has a chapter in there that says "Begin with the end in mind." Yep. But yeah, I love that. I love that analogy, that metaphor of standing there and being judged and saying, "Hey, you were a good guy. You did what you're supposed to do. You raised your kids right. You brought them up right." And I think that's a big key. And we talked with Dr. Scott Anderson on yesterday's show, and a lot of the parents are failing today, and they're not there, and you have a lot of the single parent household. So it's a tough time for our country, generally speaking, around that parenting issue and those talks around parenting.
And I tell you what, like that's where I find myself the most blessed, because it does matter in business. You're going to have your challenges. You have your good days, your bad days.
Sure.
You ask an entrepreneur how many days a week are you willing to sell your business? And it depends, right? 2 to 3 is the average. But that I would agree that is the hardest thing right now that we're challenged with in our country is just our cultural, the kids. I mean, we try really hard to keep them off of technology, and being somebody who's in technology,
right?
We have all the sexy gadgets in the house, but I mean, we make the kids read before they get on the technology.
Good
we
idea.
Make them get outside. All of our kids play sports, which I mean, it's tough to keep up with all that stuff every single evening. But I mean, thus far, and sometimes I joke I need to have a DNA test on my 3 kids because they get straight A's, and that wasn't me in school.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of all the things that my wife and I work hard to press on that.
It was a hidden gene, man. It was hidden in the DNA, and it came out.
There you go. How do they connect?
All right, we're located at 31473 US Highway 19 North in Palm Harbor. You can reach us at 727-408-5111. musicandcinema.com, and my email is roger@musicandcinema.com.
musicandcinema.com. Roger Kuns, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, taking a quick break. Coming back, we're going to talk real estate, local market conditions with Ray Hall Appraisals on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
Online at consumerqb.com.
Right, Brandon Rhymes back here in studio. We got Ray Hall in the house. Ray Hall Appraisals, a longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, he can appraise residential, commercial, vacant land. He can appraise it all. We're going to talk with him, get some local market updates from him as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Massage. This is going to be our massage partner. It's Divine Balance Alternative Healing. Shout out to Christina, and she does a great job. I'll tell you, it's a great massage. I get the 90-minute every week, and it's awesome. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram as well. DivineBalanceAlternativeHealing.com is the website, DivineBalanceAlternativeHealing.com. Right there in Palm Harbor, especially if you're in Pinellas County, 2708 Palm Harbor Boulevard. You can find her there. She does massage, Reiki, Thai yoga, reflexology, professional massage, and body work as well. Divine Balance Alternative Healing does a great job for me. Highly recommend. And you can reach out through the show as well. We'll put you in touch with her as well. All right, a couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. One of the things we do is feature all of our listings live on air. Strategy equals faster profit, faster or more profit, faster closings, that is, here in Tampa Bay and beyond. Let's look at 4501 Garnett Drive. This is a new listing. It's a listing that we just did a new price improvement, that is $399,000 now. We did a price improvement. We're getting some activity and hoping to get this one under contract. 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2215 square feet. This is in Gulf Harbors as well, the same place we have the $1 million listing over there at Bayside Drive. Also, and we have Egrets Places, which is very close by as well. 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey, 2 bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is a oversized garage. It's on the canal, so bring your boat, bring your jet skis, enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. You have a large, beautiful treed courtyard. grand entry, open floor plan, cathedral ceiling, and a fireplace in the great room at 4501 Garnett Drive, Newport Richey. One of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 7325 Skybird Road, Unit 399, Bradenton, Florida, Manatee County. Gorgeous property. This one is a beautiful, beautiful property. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage, open floor plan, 20 square foot condo with lake views. Remodeled within the last year. Kitchen has granite counters, wood cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. You have new AC, new washer dryer, freshly painted interior, and new wood flooring throughout the home. Tile flooring and the lanai and impact windows on all of the upper levels. Now, the amenities are beautiful as well. 81-foot lagoon-style heated pool, clubhouse, fitness center, catering, kitchen, and more. 7325 Skybird Road, number 399. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com. This is God's country. All right, we got Ray Hall in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Hall, welcome back in, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me back. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. And, we love to jump right into the market. What's your thoughts around the market? So many people out there are, like, having mixed reviews, and you hear all these different things. What are you seeing?
It's funny. We've picked up, business wise, and as an appraiser, we deal with refinances and purchases, and we're still seeing a lot of activity. In fact, we're seeing, better numbers now than we did last year. Now, that's not value wise, that's basically volume.
Volume wise.
And what that tells you is there's still an active market out there, like me and you have been saying all along. People are still buying and selling, values are still high. People want to capitalize on those increases that we had, especially during the pandemic. And, we're even refinances, the fact that, those are picking up is a bit surprising. And I think a lot of that is people are over that shock of the interest rates going up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are realizing that interest rates are higher, but they're not unusually high.
Right.
We're not looking at 1979 interest rates.
Exactly.
It's just not 2.75% anymore, which was kind of a gift there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So the market's still holding its own, still holding stable. I'm sure you're seeing the same thing. I know you guys have been busy as well, and so really, like I always say, Tampa market's always the place to be.
Tampa Bay, best place to live, work, and play. That's right.
Yep.
We're talking with Ray Hall here, Ray Hall Appraisals. Now, Ray, how much of that though is the fact that you run a well-oiled machine, you have a good business, you've been in business for a while, you got a good business model and a lot of know-how, and are you seeing other appraisers that are struggling?
I do know some appraisers that are struggling. You always hear how appraisers are very introverted people.
Okay.
And they're very shy, and here I am on the radio, so I'm kind of a little bit the opposite of that. So I've always put myself out there. I've always kind of taken on those assignments nobody wants to touch.
Yeah.
I have friends of mine in the business who, when they have something complicated, they come to me. So I have had a fortunate career of doing very complicated properties, both residential and commercial. I had some great mentors in the past. Yeah. They're now my competitors, so I won't mention them. But, so I have had that experience. So I think that's helped me along. And also I'm a lot of my clients will tell you that I'm great to work with. I've had a lot of my clients reach out just because, because I'm available for them, because I don't, I'm just an easy guy to work with.
Yeah.
I don't give anyone a hard time. So I think my business sense has helped me as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that, man. And, we see that in the real estate space. So,
yeah.
Same question. If you were to flip that and ask me that same question, I think there are a large percentage of realtors that have gotten out of the business.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a independent, trying to do it on your own, what we call a single agent, having to recreate the systems that a lot of these top teams have, you can't do it. You can't compete.
Yeah.
Especially when you have an interest rate hike, something along those lines. So you have less inventory at the, back about a year and a half ago, 2 years. Now more inventory is coming on the market.
Right.
But in that situation, yes, you do see a shrinking of the real estate agent pool. And then you have, them going back to being, whatever line of work they were in before, personal trainer, bartender, hairstylist, et cetera. Now, fast forward to where we're at now, we're setting records, the team's growing, and my wife Lindsay does a great job. We just landed a 92-unit complex up in luxury condo construction project up in Gainesville that
Nice.
we're working now.
Nice.
So we're really excited about a lot of the growth here in the Tampa Bay market and beyond.
Yeah. In fact, I just talked to one of your team members today. So,
Did it?
yeah.
Nice. I love it. And you can do evaluations for other realtors, help other realtors
Sure.
out if they're looking to price a home, the homeowner or an investor that's looking to get a price on it. Talk a little bit about that. You called it an owner's use appraisal?
Right. I do them a lot. In fact, I'm doing a commercial one right now. That they're about to put this land under contract, and the seller just wants that peace of mind to know he's going the right direction with it and he's not underselling it.
Yeah.
So they call me up and we do a little more of a simple appraisal on it. What we give the banks is a very detailed report.
Yeah.
Because remember, I have to explain everything about the property to them. If I was appraising your house, Brandon, I don't have to give you a sketch of your house. You know where the bathroom is.
Right.
I don't need to show you that. I don't need to show you where the rooms are and everything else. You know the layout. So there's a lot of things I can do that I don't have to tell the owner.
Streamline it.
Yeah, I streamline it. It has everything that the appraisal needs to have in it and nothing that you don't need.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, I do explain how I came to my opinion of value, and we do give you that value, and it is certified. It has my signature on it. I am held to that value. Yeah. But we don't have to give you the hundreds or thousands of dollars in some cases worth of information that we have to give lenders and entities like that.
Yeah, because those are all backed. A lot of them are backed by Fannie, Freddie, different types of loan programs that require that. Mm-hmm. And then you have a secondary market where a lot of these loans are packaged up. They're sold as mortgage-backed securities. So you have the MBS market. So they're looking for accountability at some point to say, hey, what happened with this pool? That was somebody other than Ray Hall Appraisals doing that pool, and there was an issue with that.
Yeah, and sometimes it even gets to the FDIC, and an FDIC will go in and audit a lender, mm-hmm. and they'll even question appraisals. Mm. The only times I've ever had large entities ever question me and complain was someone who wasn't even involved in the loan. It was I won't say who it was, but it was a large lending entity that didn't like the appraisal, and they had their say, and I had mine, and at the end of it, the state said no, Ray's right. So,
nice. Yeah. I like that. We're talking with Ray Hall Appraisals here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And Ray, when that situation comes up, and I've had it happen over my career, we've tried to price them where we think they should sell, and then market shift, new inventory comes on in a neighborhood and may affect the values. Nicer home comes on and it sells for less. It's like, wow, what happened? Was that a distressed sell? Was it not? So inevitably, you're going to have appraisal issues if you're in the real estate business long enough.
Absolutely.
So what is the process, or when sometimes you hear people say, oh, well, you can challenge that or you can appeal that. Can you talk to me about that? Well,
Sure.
What does that look like?
That's called a reconsideration of value. I get them quite often. And generally what you just need to do is, tell us why. And a lot of times they want you to provide some sales from your neighborhood that, maybe you think it was worth $400,000 when we appraised it for $350,000. So now just come up with some sales that support your opinion, explain to us why they're good sales. And I've had it where they've given me sales. It was just outside my search criteria. Maybe I was searching 200 square feet larger or smaller than the subject, and this was 300. But I looked at it, maybe it was on the subject's block, and it was still a good sale. And, I've considered it. I've also had it where they come back with 4 new sales, and I have to go back and say, I used all these in my report, and they're not supporting what you think.
Right.
So I would say read the report first, see why we did what we did, and, see if we missed something. Appraisers are human.
Exactly.
We all make mistakes. We may miss something. We may have a calculation wrong. We're using software now that automates a lot of it and does automatic adjustments and things like that. It could be that a calculation was made by the software wrong.
Yep.
And we didn't catch it. So if you catch something like that, let us know, and we're happy to fix that. But I've reconsidered values before and changed it, and to the borrower's favor. But I've also had many times where it's, sure, that does support, but you're going 5 miles away where I had 4 comps that were 2 blocks away.
Exactly.
I can't, when those comparable sales are close and in the neighborhood, because one of Fannie Mae's criteria is the most similar, recent, and proximate sales available.
Right.
So if you're going to go over 6 months when all mine are 6 months, I have to protect myself too.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if I start stretching things and I start using that distant comp and I start using that old sale, the lender could come back and say, hey, you're trying to get to that sale price.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah.
And we can report you to the state for that.
Wow.
And we can get in a lot of trouble for doing it.
Yeah.
So what always has kept me out of trouble was I explain what I do. I'm very transparent. I give the explanation, and I'm honest about it.
Yeah.
I don't push anything for anyone. We've had appraisals come in where it's a house that was owned by somebody who worked for me, and we went and turned down that assignment and told them, I can't be biased in this situation. I have an employee who's a partial owner, and that's just how it's going to be. And the lender was nice about it, and we moved on.
Yeah, exactly. And as long as you keep the emotions out of it and
Absolutely.
stay matter of fact and stay on a business level and just understand that people are human, as you mentioned, that you're going to be fine. And you don't want to be stretching values, because that's not what you're in business to do. You're not in you're licensed. We're all licensed people in the real estate business. I think that sometimes people lose track of that. They lose sight of that, and they get way too emotional, especially on residential. But when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about commercial real estate as well, maybe some land development. And according to Bankrate, the median sale price for an existing home in the United States was $384,500 as of February 2024, the highest February median on record from the NAR. And after rising above 8% in October, the average 30-year mortgage, and as of early April, was 7.05%. Now, those changed a lot. A welcome decrease, but much higher than homeowners' locked-in rates in a lot of cases. So I want to discuss that and more with Ray Hall. Ray Hall Appraisals coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes1, at CQB Show. And you can go to YouTube or our podcast, pull up any podcast application on your phone and search the Consumer Quarterback Show, and you can see all of our information as well. All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're in studio with Ray Hall of Ray Hall Appraisals. We're going to talk commercial real estate, land development, and also housing affordability coming up here on this segment. Quick shout out to our friends over at Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez, or Joey, the general manager. Let him know the real estate quarterback sent you, and take him up on a free appetizer offer just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They have happy hour Monday through Friday. You get a lot more bang for your buck over there. Happy hours and drinks as well on your way home from work. Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. They also offer banquets, events, corporate events as well, catering of any size. And check them out online, and go check them out over at the International Plaza Mall. Brio Tuscan Grill, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're going to do one property here for this segment. Let's take a look at this property at 21480 Southwest Marine Boulevard, Dunellen. This one's in the northern part of our listening audience, but it's a great property. Beautiful home. You get a lot more bang for your buck up in Dunellen and some of those northern counties. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This home boasts a serene location in the heart of Rainbow Lake Estates. You're also close to the renowned crystal clear waters of Rainbow Springs. Beautiful property in Dunellen, Florida. Recently installed beautiful vinyl plank flooring that spans throughout the entire home. Extra spacious great room, flooded with natural lighting, provided tranquil retreat for relaxation and entertainment alike. You can see all of our listings online at platinumcoastalelite.com. Okay, Ray, so the median house existing home in the United States was $384,500 in mid-February. Housing affordability has been a common theme, not only in Tampa Bay, but across the country. Florida, of course, 1,000 people plus moving per day. The population is continuing to grow. What are your thoughts about affordability?
It's I guess just like everybody else, it's become so difficult to afford these days.
Yeah.
And even though our home prices down here are affordable, when you compare us to some of the states that have become less desirable, like California, New York, places like that. But, what I look at, just myself now, things I was doing 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in comparison to the things I can afford to do now.
Yeah.
It's significantly different. And just getting groceries these days is so much more than it used to be. Yeah. I think folks like us who have been in our homes for a while are really fortunate. And I feel for those, young teachers, police officers, people in those positions that are wanting to get into that first home, but values are just so high. Yeah. It's good that they have programs out there like FHA and things like that help with that affordability. But, I think we do need some breaks in these interest rates. And, I think, we do need some changes.
Yeah.
To help everybody who deserves to have a home.
Yeah.
To be in that home. I feel some people aren't, quite responsible enough to take on that kind of responsibility, but some people are, and it's a shame. It's hard for them to get into that home.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time, and I'm sure you do too, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. We just had a financing fallout. It wasn't my buyer. It was another agent's buyer, but you feel for that family. They were trying to get qualified. They couldn't gross up the income like they thought they could because it was Social Security income. But anyways, yeah. So the affordability is a tough thing. There's home programs too. There's down payment assistance programs. There's hometown heroes programs, folks. So reach out if you'd like to talk to the show. If you want any resources, you can talk with Ray Hall Appraisals, or any of our 80 different categories of consumer advocates just by reaching out to the show hotline 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. That's our consumer advocate hotline, and we'd love to help you, put you in touch with any of our other expert contributors. Commercial real estate. I hear that you're appraising a church coming up here pretty soon.
I am. I'm flying out to North Carolina on Thursday and doing an appraisal for a church. I think they might be looking to sell it. A lot of people don't realize that happens, but churches do change hands.
Yeah.
So I've done actually quite a few places of worship in the past, and it's a pretty interesting process.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that. As you know, I'm a certified general appraiser in 9 states. So I have residential appraisers in other states that can't pick up those assignments, so I head up and take care of that for them. So keeps my life interesting.
Yeah.
So it's up early in the morning, off to the airport, and back by that night.
Now, this is a flight that you're actually paying for. You fly yourself as well. You're a private pilot now.
I do. I'm a private pilot now. Cool. Captain Will Smith inspired me. So got my pilot's license. In fact, I've got one down in Cape Coral I'll be working on. So instead of driving 2.5 hours, I hop in the plane. I'm there in an hour. I get an Uber to where I'm going and back in the plane and back up to Tampa here.
Yeah.
And it's a great experience too, just up there flying and enjoying the view, and I really do enjoy it. I can see why Will chose that as the career.
Yeah, super cool. I was telling Lindsay I got to get my pilot license going again. I got for like 42 hours. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
But we got this project in Gainesville now. Maybe fly up to Gainesville a time or two.
There you go.
That'd be sweet.
Well, I need the cross-country hours, so let me know when you want to go, and we'll head up.
Right? That's part of your licensing process, right?
I do. For me to go on to get my instrument rating, I have to get a certain amount of cross-country hours now.
Yeah.
So I have a friend who has a plane. He's a student pilot, so he really can't fly it. So he lets me rent it from him, so I kind of get that opportunity a little bit more now. Plus, anytime he wants to go, down to an airport to get some lunch, he needs a pilot, so I hop in and
$100 cheeseburger?
Yeah. It's actually more than that.
Well, that's what's funny about it. Is we went with Mike Gallagher down and did the $100 cheeseburger trip to Key West, and we were joking about it. Like that $100 cheeseburger now is what, like a $5,000 cheeseburger?
Probably depends on the plane you take, but it could be expensive. I've been out to Arcadia for tacos. They have Taco Tuesday down there at the airport, and that's an airport where nothing's ever going on until Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then it's packed and everyone's getting a $1 taco.
Well, we went hunting down there just outside of Arcadia, so maybe we'll have to skip that 2-hour car ride and do a plane ride down there and go hunting next time.
Hey, I'm there for you.
That'll be fun. That'll be a good time. All right, so we got about a minute left. Talk to me a little bit about land and land development.
Land. A lot of people look at a piece of land and think it's a simple, cheap process to go ahead and put a development on there. There's actually investors out there, and I work with them, and I do their appraisals for them, where they buy the raw land and they pay the money to put the entitlements on. And then you come to find out that with the entitlements on, the land is worth a lot more.
What are entitlements?
Entitlements, I apologize. Entitlements means you now have the okay from the municipality to do that development.
Nice.
So I'm appraising one right now where they're going to take this raw land on the intercoastal, and they're going to change it into 15 1-acre lots.
Nice.
And put luxury housing on it.
Wow.
Now, as a realtor, you know how much intracoastal front luxury home on a 1 acre lot would be.
That's a winner right there.
That's a huge winner. So we're doing that. I'm doing that project for them now, and so that's kind of the things. There's a lot of ins and outs of development that people don't know about.
Right.
So it's not something you can just learn overnight by watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot involved in it. There's a lot of legality, a lot of architecture, a lot of planning, and a lot of talk with the municipalities before you can move forward.
Yep, cost involved too, surveying and
absolutely
soil testing, all that good stuff. Ray Hall Appraisals. How do you want people to connect?
You can go to my website, rayhallappraisals.com, or you can always call my office at 813-452-5369.
All right, Ray Hall Appraisals. Appreciate you coming in, and thanks for those nuggets of advice there.
Absolutely. Good seeing you.
Hey, likewise, man. All right, well, hey, another great show. We had Roger Kuns on, front end of the show, music and cinema, and, of course, Ray Hall Appraisals. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.